if you have been abused as a child, you would probably have experienced some paranormal activity in your own home. You would have probably heard some really demonic voices in your ears as a child that actually made you believe those voices and follow them as a child and become a narcissist. Or because you've been abused your whole life and you have purity inside you and you don't understand what's happening, you became a codependent. Okay? And we're about to get really deep. I think this video is going to be a long one. Stay tuned. See, when you're a child and you get abused or you're neglected or anything and you listen to the evil voice that's in your head, you're going to listen to it and you're going to follow it because you're tired of being, inflicted all this pain. So now let's say you leave home and you're an adult. Now as an adult, the devil is still going to follow you around and throw drugs and alcohol on you. Lots of sex with random people, right? Committing crimes or constantly repeating cycles with abusive partners or, hating yourself so much that you're inflicting abuse onto yourself all the time. Okay? And this is real, you guys. I'm not just like talking out of like the thin air. This is so real. And the only way you can really stop it is to understand that the devil is following you and he wants to capture your soul. This is not a joke. Okay? So now, if you're the person that evil has constantly followed you your entire life, well, you have a gift. And it's you, your purity. And evil is constantly trying to follow you and take from you and take from you and trigger you and hurt you and traumatize you. And when you understand that you have the power to not give in to fear, and when you take your power back and you're not going to be afraid of this demonic entity, you're going to win. Because the devil can only win you when you give it power, when you give it fear, when you give it acknowledgement. See, because we naturally, as souls, as God, we don't need validation. But the devil needs validation all the time. The devil needs praise. The devil needs to hurt people to get validation. The devil needs to walk around with a false sense of self and pull a fake charm to get validation and praise from people. The devil needs to walk around and inflict fear onto people and pain to get that validation, that energy source that he does not have from himself. Same like a vampire. They need to constantly suck blood in order to live. And if the light shines on them, the sun, they will evaporate into thin air because they don't have enough energy or source or power to maintain whatever is stronger than them, which is light. So now, maybe you understand this a little bit more. Let's start talking about sadism. Stop. Stop getting angry at the fact that they're making you feel bad about yourself when you're putting boundaries up. What kind of healthy God would want you to feel bad about yourself for putting up your boundaries? God will be proud of you, and respect your boundaries with you. The devil will shame you because the devil does not want you to be yourself. The devil wants you to keep feeding and fueling his bullshit so he can maintain the dominance. It's that simple, guys. I'm not talking about human beings anymore. I'm talking about the entity that lives inside each and every single one of us. See, we all have good and evil, negative, positive, 50-50. Polarities. It's science. It's life. It is what it is. Yin yang. Who are you going to listen to? The stupid evil voices, or are you going to choose God. Because in the end of the day, you guys, I know it may, I'm, I'm pussy if I don't fight back, right? I'm pussy, right? Right? Self-projections, again, self-devaluation. You're calling yourself pussy because you believe that you have to fight some evil force back. No. Strength is when you don't fight back and you maintain you're composed, like you're composed, you're like, I love myself. I don't need to fight the devil because I already won by not giving him any supply. Not only I won, I feel great. I don't have a headache. My body doesn't hurt. I'm not triggered. I don't care because I know the trick now. If I won't engage with this idiocy, I win. The devil is going to run away and go chase another traumatized, codependent person and try to suck blood out of them because they can't suck blood out of you. They're going to be like, oh, snap. This person's smart. It doesn't work. This person is God. I can't fight God. God's stronger than me. So I actually got to go somewhere, find me a codependent. And notice, this is very important, you guys. This is probably going to be my last statement because this video is way too long at this point. And why is it growing? It's growing because people are not healing. People are staying in loops. People are obsessed with their abuser, and it's not their fault. They really don't know better. If you've been abused in childhood, then you are bound to repeat these cycles as an adult with other people. It happened to me, not in a physically abusive way, but in an extremely, extremely deep emotional level. And when I think about these narcissists that I met sometimes in my life and I look back at everything that happened, I go, wow, I can't even believe how I stayed stuck on these loops for so long with these people when they resemble so much of the abusers that I grew up with. And they all have so much in common because on an inner dialect, on who they really are inside, I really don't like saying the name in my place, but it is the devil. Okay, let's take a sip of water. So narcissists share a lot of the same personality traits when it comes to their abuse. It is literally like in a textbook. Please understand, everything they do is the exact same way, but because they share different backgrounds, it's going to play out differently. That's why you have the malignant narcissist, covert, overt, sadism. You have vulnerable narcissism. You have silent narcissism. You have sexual narcissism. There are so many narcissists on the spectrum. It's scary. And they are like all over the place, you guys. They are all over the place. And if you don't know what you're dealing with, you're gonna think it's okay. See, before we talk about the sadism, I really want to nitpick at what narcissists are. You see, if you don't understand the true difference between what God is and what the devil is, you wouldn't understand what a true self is and what a false self is. See, God doesn't need validation. God doesn't need to go to people and hurt their feelings and abuse them and manipulate them and gaslight them and show off with charm and this false personality, right? God doesn't do that. God just exists and he is self-love. He doesn't need external validation. The narcissist is the complete polar opposite. And like I say in every video, the narcissist can only continue on this persona and continue abusing you if you fuel to the false self. You see, a narcissist, just like a vampire, cannot live without your supply. Your supply is your pain. Your supply is your energy. Your supply is your feedback, your responses, your explanations. That's how they continue doing what they do.
They don't get it. You know why they don't get it? Because they're soulless. They don't follow the God of Israel. They don't follow the God of Israel. Yep, somebody said it. That's the truth. They hate you just because you are you. They hate you because you're an individual. They don't know themselves. They haven't spent enough time alone without the support of others to even know themselves. The fact that you're an individual and you know yourself, that automatically generates jealousy. The fact that you stand on your own morals and your own principles, especially if they align with the biblical text, the Bible's laws, because that's the only way ahead, serving the Most High, the God of Israel. To hell with them demons and witches and warlocks and gang stalkers and hellions and sellouts and Freemasons and boulets. The hell with all they saying. The hell with what they saying. The only way up is the Most High God. You got to have some ethics. But they hate you for knowing what you stand on. When you are strong and you know what you stand on, you know yourself. Don't let these people make you second guess yourself because they're miserable. Ladies and gentlemen, stop letting other people's opinions of you dictate how you feel about yourself.
Poppin' YouTube, it's your boy Eli Talks TV. I'm back with another video. Now, I'm outside. I know this is probably different for y'all. You feel me? I usually don't do stuff like this, but today I decided to walk, just come outside, enjoy the breeze. You feel me? And be outside in nature. You know, I want to switch it up for the channel. I do want to do different things moving forward because now they are trying to censor me, but that's like for a whole nother video, you feel me? That's for a whole nother video, so we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But what we are gonna talk about is, I wanna talk about lost souls and people, right, who are now almost in this state of confusion within themselves and with other people. Now, y'all, we are faced with the question, who and what we are dealing with is far beyond the physical. You feel me? With other people, with these forces that are above us, and for two things that we cannot see. Now, there are two races. There are two races. And what I mean by that is there are the evildoers, which is Satan's people, and then there are God's people that work for the kingdom, right? So with that being said, we are waging war that is spiritual. There's a war being waged amongst God's people. And what we are having to realize is there is a shift that's like I said, that reset. There is a shift going on within the people. And right now, y'all, we are being waged war upon in spiritual high places. Right now, people are weak. Right now, people need a word. Right now, people are vessels for either the kingdom of God, right, or the kingdom of Satan. Now, I say that to say this. There are a lot of narcissistic individuals being raised in this generation right now. There's a lot of me type of individuals. There are a lot of individuals who are only out for self. What I can gain, what I can manipulate, how I can manipulate, and how I can get and take from a specific individual. Now, this is bad for certain people, right? I don't know where I want to go. I don't know if I want to go this way or if I want to go that way. We're going to go this way. So, yeah, like, there is a war being waged, and, man, we got to know who we out here for. You got to know who you serving, because where is your energy going? You feel me? It's either you are being harvested by a positive energy or a darker energy, meaning God, Christ, light energy, meaning devil, dark, yin and yang, dark, devilish, satanic energy. A lot of people, right, are operating out of a very dark, satanic energy. You feel me? And this is why I mentioned narcissism. Narcissism has something to do with that, because you see a lot more narcissists being raised. Because why? Because the frequency and the energy on this planet is so low that people can no longer withstand just being in the dark. People can no longer withstand just being consumed with self. You feel me? There is no light in this world anymore. And whatever light that had existed is pretty much gone. And we have to understand, bro, like, I was asking myself this question earlier today. I was like, man, where the heck is, the righteousness in people anymore? The light. It really ain't no light in people no more. If I'm be honest with you, there's no light in people no more. People do not care about other people like that no more. It's all about what I can gain. It's all about what I can have. It's all about how you can do certain things for me. Instead, yeah, I got you. Oh, it went under your car. But yeah, it's all about what you can do for me. Self-serving. Everyone is egotistical. Everyone is operating out of ego. There's no longer a Christ-like purity amongst the people anymore. Because what happens whenever you live life without God? What happens when you have a generation that is so hell-bent on wanting a life that is sinless, a life without judgment, a life without being condemned? What happens? You get a bunch of egotistical people. You get a bunch of narcissists. You get a bunch of self-serving people. You get a bunch of don't tell me how to run my life. Don't tell me how to live in darkness. I want to continue to live in darkness. Don't tell me how to escape from this prison that I've captured for myself. I've lived in this prison for so long, and here you come with all this light trying to save me from a prison that I've captured for myself, right? So that becomes dangerous. And there's a lot more people out there, right, that are so dark and dangerous and filled with such hatred, not only for other people, but within themselves. They hate people. People hate people. And they talked about this in Revelation. They did. We talked about this. They talked about this in Revelation, about how people will become self-consumed. People will become lovers of self. And you're seeing it now on an all-time high. You feel me? I really don't know if y'all can see me, but you're seeing that on an all-time high. Because this generation has lived their lives, right, without God, and they think they can do it without God, without any judgment, without any criticism, without any conviction. And they think that there is this perfect life for sinners. You feel what I'm saying? I hate to be a religious type of dude right now, but I feel like I have to get this off my chest. They feel like they can live a life of a sinner and not go through what the world goes through. That can mean for Christians, that can mean for faith believers, that can mean for anybody outside the faith. If you live a life like this, partying, drinking, smoking, all that good stuff, sex, and you expect to have a peaceful life, it's not going to come into fruition. So what does this have to do with narcissism? What does this have to do with people being self-consumed? I say that to say this. How many people, right, have we all dealt with in our lives that have done nothing but take from us, right? That have done nothing to add to humanity, let alone themselves. How many people? How many people? We have gone through so many instances in life where we have been such great people for certain type of people, and they did nothing but take from you. That can be your energy, that can be your finances, that can be how good you are to people, that can be anything. People can take anything from you, destroy you, and leave you out to rot. Now this is selfish behavior. This is hated behavior. This is narcissistic egoism at its all-time high. Because why? These people don't have God. These people don't have a spirit of love within them. You feel me? They don't have that to give. Because if they had that to give, they'd have God. And God is love. And when you cannot operate out of that type of energy, then you don't know God. You don't know God as well as you think you do. You don't know God as well as you profess to know him. Because if you knew him, you would treat people, regardless of their race, regardless of their skin color, regardless of who they are and where they are right now in life, different. You treat them completely different. But the fact that you can look down on certain people, right, or inflict your traumas onto certain people while they are down and out, already kicked down, that means that you are not of the Father. And that means that you serve a hatred God. And your God is not the God that we try to strive to serve. See, this is important because when it deals with people, when it comes down to people, when it comes down to purpose, when it comes down to destiny, us as chosen ones, I guess you could say, empaths, whatever you like to call it, we have to be careful with our energy. We have to be very careful with who we are intermingle with. Relationships, friendships, relatives, family, it don't matter what it is, who it is. You can be subjected to narcissistic behavior. You can be subjected, right, to controlling behavior by anybody. A label don't matter. It don't matter how long you knew that person, bro. You feel me? It don't matter how long you knew an individual. It don't matter how this person comes off, how much charisma they may have, how much they put makeup on, or how good this dude looks on the outside, or how this person likes to grab the attention from the crowd and look good and seem to feel good. See, these are all physical things. These are all materialistic things. Have the nice car. Some people think just because they have nice things, materialistic things, that they are automatically good people. Those are the people that you all look up to, your favorite celebrities. These people are not good people just because they have nice, good things. No, some of them may be good people and actually have the heart of gold, but most of them not. And most of them really don't give a damn about you and me. Just like your economy, just like the government. You understand? And if we don't understand this, we don't understand human psychology, because it works both ways. Now, I cannot say that I do not have narcissistic traits. I cannot say that, because I've seen that within myself. Excuse me, y'all, we're gonna go this way. But I've seen that within myself before, in other relationships and other dealings that I had with, either women or men that I was cool with at one point. We fell off. Why did we fall off? Because I realized, even in certain relationships within myself, that I was the one being the prey. That takes a lot to admit. That takes a lot of accountability. And then in some instances, right, I had to realize that that individual was doing nothing but draining me. That they were the ones that were being the prey, and I was the one being hunted. Understand? So you got to realize, are you being preyed on, or are you being preyed with? Is that individual praying for you, or are they praying against you? That's the thing that you got to realize. See, if we don't realize this, we will never be in the right position within our own lives, because people can become catalysts for our journey, for where we need to go in life. If we don't figure out who is around us, who has our best interests, who really loves us, the way we need to be loved, that we will not be able to experience what we need to experience in this life. You understand? Because people who do not have love for themselves, again, will not be able to love you. And this is just me wanting to touch on soulless beings, narcissism, narcissistic traits in people, females and males, because it's all throughout social media. It's all throughout human interaction. I see it on a day-to-day basis. You cannot tell me that this stuff is not real, because it is very real. And a lot of us are going through that. A lot of people have already went through it and is trying to battle off trauma that was not even for them. You understand? So don't take on trauma that's not for you. If it wasn't caused by you, it should not be something that you should take on because someone else could not deal with their own pain. Just because they were not able to deal with their own pain does not make you responsible for dealing with it, let alone carrying it. That's not your job to carry that. That's their job. So I want to sign out and leave y'all with that message. I don't know who that was really for, but I felt in my spirit that I had to say that I had to get that off my chest. I just did. Understand? And I hope y'all got something from that. So I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I'm just gonna be walking around just pushing out videos. Whatever I feel like I need to say, I'm just gonna say it. And hopefully y'all receive. To whom it may concern, to whoever has eyes to see and ears to hear, this message is for you. So stay tuned to the next one, and keep your eyes open. Stay vigilant. Trust people as far as their actions go, not as to what their words are communing to you. Not as far as to what they can say, but as far as to who they are through their actions will show you and tell you who this individual is in your life and in my life. And to whom it may concern, that was your message. I'm out. Deuces. Y'all have a blessed day.